Hey everyone, this is Dr. Wraith, at least that's what I go by in the game. So it looks like the new skins are here. Should you get them? I think you already see my answer, but let's go ahead and take a look at them and go over some of the news that has happened the past few days. So, this Moon Knight, I already bought it. Honestly, I was kind of on the fence, but man. So I got this, but I didn't get the Venom skin and didn't get any of the other legendary skins. But the reason being, I don't really play Venom that much. I do play a lot of Moon Knight. And for what you get in the skin does look pretty different and like a cool different. It's not just different to be different. Like, look at that hair. That hair looks sweet. I kind of like this little scarf looking thing that kind of blows around as he moves. The cape looks really nice. The mask looks good. Everything on this, I feel like, looks pretty good. It looks like some kind of Japanese ghost. Super cool. And I feel like one thing that I really like about the Marvel skins and the way they're doing it is that you get a lot for what you pay for. They are kind of expensive, but I mean, between getting that, you get the intro. I love the intros. Everybody loves the intros. Like, these things look great. That's cool. You get an emote, which some emotes are good, some meh. That one's kind of meh. But the nameplates, I don't know why. I've never cared about a nameplate in a game before. For some reason, this game has managed to make me actually care about nameplates. No idea why. It's not necessarily a flex kind of thing. I know some people look at them to try to decide their comp, and they assume that that is the character that person's going to play. No. I just think that nameplate looks really cool. So, yeah, there's that. And then spray. I don't really care about sprays. Sprays or whatever. Take them or leave them. Nobody really uses them. I don't see them that much. I just use them a couple times, get a couple achievements, and that's it. I haven't touched sprays. I feel like people use them way more in Overwatch. Something about in Overwatch, it was kind of, I don't know if it was easier to use sprays or maybe they just had better sprays. I think that's it. They just had better sprays, but it is what it is. They're just getting started. But yeah, so the Moon Knight one I really like. They have the Squirrel Girl. It's something. I know there are a lot of Squirrel Girl fans. She's not my character. Looks like a fishtail. But okay. It's fine. It's fine for somebody I like it. I like this little intro animation. I think that's kind of cool. The squirrel itself is cool. I like the squirrel. But yeah. So this one doesn't look quite as good as the other one to me, but this one is epic, whereas the other one is legendary. So the other one does have more work put into it. It has the moving character portrait. Spray is just a spray. But as far as whether or not you should feel like FOMO about these skins, I assume that these are just seasonal skins. That every year they're going to roll out more and more seasonal skins. These will probably go away after winter. I assume anything with the snowflakes, like these guys right here, will go away after winter. And I assume these will go away after the new year. Now, go away doesn't necessarily mean permanently. I assume these will come back and recycle every year for the holiday with some new skins. So, whether or not you want to get it now, sure if you want it, or just wait till next year. Maybe there are some other skins that you want that you don't have. I'm still thinking myself about getting the Psylocke and the Magneto. Really bothers me that Magneto is kind of locked here. His default skin, which looks great, but you have to pay for it. So there's that. But it is what it is. Okay, so moving on to the next bit. I'm sure at this point you've seen this video. People have noticed that in the game, your frame rate correlates to how much DPS you're doing on a given character. So this was a big controversy when people started talking about it. That being said, this isn't the first game that has had this issue. I feel like I've seen this issue in other newer games. It's a thing. It happens. Should have rolled out like this. No. But the good news is that they did release a statement. So this comes from the Discord. It says, "Hey Rivals, the team has noticed the recent discussions about hero movement and damage issues in Marvel Rivals related to frame rate. We're planning upcoming fixes to address these concerns as well." So the good news is they noticed it's an issue and they're working on fixing it. Hopefully that will be moved out pretty soon, but it's good to see. One other quick thing worth mentioning is that some people were getting banned unfairly. So how this was happening is they're using something called a compatibility layering program. What that is say you are a Linux user, you're not running Windows. A lot of programs and applications don't run well or even at all in Linux. So what this does is it basically runs a little pocket version of Windows for you to use those programs or play those games, kind of like an emulator. That's what I would compare it to. So kind of like running an emulator on your PC to play Super Nintendo games or PlayStation or whatever. It's working that same way. So apparently that was tripping their system and making them think that you were cheating. And so they realized that was an issue. They rolled that back. People are getting unbanned, and it just seems like here moving forward, the problem will be fixed. And the last thing to go over, of course, it's not huge news, but we all know here in just a couple days on the 6th, so 2 days from now, we're going to get the full roster of the Fantastic Four, which is crazy. That's awesome. We're going to go over what they do a little bit, but Fantastic Four look cool. I like the designs. This dude, so Mr. Fantastic, kind of looks like he is going to play like a character named Zack from League of Legends. I played Zack, I played League of Legends. That's a character. What's kind of weird about it is Zack is known to be a tanky character. He is a tank. And so, but what I had seen before said that Reed is going to be a duelist. So I don't know if he's just going to be kind of a tankier duelist like Wolverine or what. I would imagine that to some point, all of the duelists have to be a little more tanky than some other characters just because they're there in the middle of it. So you either get a really good get out or you get some tankiness or a little bit of both, like it seems like Reed has. Everything from the Brainiac Bounce, which is just you leaping in, smashing, knocking people back, and knocking them up. Sounds pretty nice. Absorbing some damage. One thing that really stood out to me that sounded pretty cool, his rubber grip. Extend arms forward to entangle, hit enemies, and then left click to select and yank 2 more enemies. So here I thought I would just go over Zack, the League of Legends character, just a couple things that he does, just so you get an idea for how Mr. Fantastic's probably going to play a little bit. Because it looks like they're pulling a little bit from League of Legends, which I think is kind of cool. So you get the stretching strike here, which looks like it's going to be Mr. Fantastic's arms, basically same kind of thing, just going out in a straight line. The elastic slingshot, that was one that was mentioned as far as moves as well. I assume it's going to be like that, him just launching himself into the abyss. Pretty sweet. Last, you have the bounce, which is the ultimate for both Zack and Mr. Fantastic. So what you basically do is you go through an enemy team and just knock them around, do damage. It seems like a pretty sweet move. But yeah, so just so you guys would get some kind of idea of how it's most likely going to be in the game. There's that. I think it's really cool that they're pulling inspiration from not just Overwatch, but other games that aren't necessarily in the hero shooter genre. Next, you got Human Torch. So I'm not going to go over everything that he does here, but honestly, he just kind of looks like maybe a mix between Storm and Iron Man. He's going to have some utility in his kit. It looks like he's going to be able to zone people out of areas with fire. Of course, that's not going to keep people fully out, but at least do some damage where they go to cross it. So drop that down in the middle of a team fight. That might be nice. Like I said, just for maybe some zoning. I think it would be nice to, when you go to engage, drop it right back behind their back line. That way, if they have to go to disengage, when they go to run out, then they're going to take some damage. So if they're getting really low, they're trying to escape, they're going to get hit. Now, what remains to be seen with that is how other interactions will play with that. So if, say, for instance, Scarlet Witch is trying to flee, and she turns into her ghost orb and goes through it, is she going to be immune to that damage? Probably. But dude flips more times than a quarter, but, it is what it is. So, I mean, he looks pretty cool. Okay, so next we have the thing. His movements have been mined, but people are kind of unsure and just kind of guessing at where they're going to be mapped. And so being that people are still kind of unsure about those, I'm not going to go over those too much, but he's basically just going to be a tank. He's going to get in there, mess some stuff up. Seems like he's going to be very durable and just kind of knock people around a little bit. Kind of cool. He's basically a big rock pinball. So lastly, we got Invisible Woman. So she is going to be a strategist, which I think is cool. I can see her going around maybe invisibly and just putting shields on people as she moves through the group, trying to stay hidden. That would be kind of neat. I mean, I'm here for it. I enjoy seeing characters who some people would see as being like super strong, the healers. I mean, Loki's a god. He's a healer. Ultron is one of the Avengers' biggest threats. He's a healer. Because the way I see it, these characters, they're not necessarily healers, they're strategists, kind of like it says. So if you are the mastermind, you're sitting behind your soldiers, if you see one soldier needs like a boost or some heals to go out and defeat your enemy, of course, you're going to give them whatever they need to get your job done. Because at the end of the day, they're your minion. And you need your minion to succeed. So I get it. I like it. I think it's cool. It gives people a reason to play roles where normally they wouldn't. And to me, I think it makes perfect sense. So who are you going to play when these come out? It looks like we're going to have a lot to choose from. Either way, we are doing well as far as characters go. It's nice to see so much new content coming to the game and so quickly. I imagine they've been working on all of this for some time, but it looks like they really hit the ground running. Who are you going to play? I really, really, really want to try out, honestly, all of them except for Ben Grimm. Not a huge Thing fan, and I'm not a fan of playing a tank. Not in this game, anyways. But yeah, Torch sounds cool. Fantastic. He sounds cool. Sue sounds cool. Like, I'm really looking forward to just trying a little bit of everything and mixing it up. I'm really curious about team-ups, and I'm very, very curious to see if any of them are going to have a seasonal buff, and what's happening with the seasonal buff system. Because I'm ready for a mix-up, just to see where it goes. I want to see some Hawkeye players and Hela players that are... But anyways, that's it. That's all I've got for you today. Again, if you have any kind of questions or anything like that, leave it below. And if you see me in game, my name is Dr. Wraith. Feel free to say hi. Anyways, thank you, everybody, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.